Well, the clock is ticking and time is running out, or time is getting nearer for the launch of the XRP ETFs. Now, there are 100 applications for many different ETFs from Bitcoin, Solana, AVAX, including SUI, and more importantly, XRP. We're going to break down exactly what that means and why this is such a big moment, and equally, why I think they're going to be done very, very soon. Go ahead, smash up that like button to a brand new all-time high. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel every day. We're trying to bring your portfolio along for the ride, making your gains. And if you want to get all the latest alpha, join my free Discord, link in the description, definitely worth your time. Right, with that being said, let's get into it. Now, I know that's a pretty small list, and I know you can't really see it, but that's fine. I'm going to leave a link to this on the description from James Sefrat. He is obviously over at Bloomberg, but he says this, new. Here is a list of all the filings and/or applications I'm tracking for crypto ETPs here in the US. There are 92 line items in this spreadsheet. You will almost certainly have to squint and zoom to see, but best I can do on here. The reality is, I can show you. Here is a big chunk of XRP ETFs, something like Canary Wharf, Wisdom Tree, Coin Shares, 21 Shares, Grayscale, everything else. And as you come down the list, there's even more. So you get a few more down here, a couple more XRP ones down here as well, as there are many, many XRP ETFs looking to come into the market. Now, we spoke a little bit before about the $5 billion opportunity that could come here. I actually think after doing a bit of research, it could be even bigger. And this would signal a massive price spike and surge to get hold of XRP. Really interesting to think about it this way. We also have a very interesting article coming in from none other than Crypto Insight UK, basically saying this, that the comparative liquidity mapping across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP is very, very interesting. In fact, the actual XRP liquidity mapping is basically the same. That means people are buying big. The downside pools are about 106K on Bitcoin, but being persistent magnet of intraday timeframes. The reality is when you start to look into something like XRP, then we start to get into this world of the 250 to 265 range before a bullish move to the upside. Very important. And these will all get wiped out when we start talking about ETFs and therefore the launch of those ETPs as well. So the reality is that XRP is front running both Ethereum and Bitcoin and pretty much all the rest of the altcoins. The fact of the matter is the token's different placement on the liquidity map is important. It extends a lens to relative performance and highlights that both XRP, BTC pair on the 4-hour chart where prior resistance box have been flipped to support. The momentum has repeatedly wicked into oversold territory with constructive reactions. Basically, whenever we see XRP take a big dip for liquidity to be wiped out, it basically follows a massive move to the upside. And that's exactly, in my opinion, what is happening. The market's taking another cool off. Watch out for the bounce. And the fact of the matter is now everybody's looking for this approval from these ETFs. Now, I talked about the fact I thought they would come in line with rate cuts. Don't ask me why I think it. I just think all of this will kind of come together. Equally, when you start looking to October, that's 6 months since Trump kind of talked about the fact that we were going to see this massive renaissance in the US economy, the US markets. The reality is this would pose very interestingly coming with these rate cuts. But XRP is surging towards ETF approval with a number of SEC listing standards igniting investor confidence. The reality is it has to come sooner rather than later, and many people believe that. The fact that XRP was listed on Coinbase Derivative Exchange way back in April and the CME on May 18th basically paves the way for approval and the launch of a spot XRP ETF in the fall of 2025. You may be thinking, 2-Bit, how do you even know that? That's basically what happened with the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. And in fact, we saw all this back and forth. Everything kind of went quiet and then boom, all of a sudden those ETFs were out. Well, it's all gone quiet after all of these revisions. The fact of the matter is, therefore, I think the XRP ETFs are going to be coming very, very soon. And this then paves the way for a significant uptrend. Like I said, the CEO The CEO of Canary Capital obviously talked about the fact that $5 billion of institutional inflows, it is important to reference this, institutional inflows, not retail, would be coming in the first 30 days of an XRP ETF. And I think that is a conservative effort. We know exactly what that can look like. The fact of the matter is when you look at Ethereum, they surged with over 483 million net outflows during July 2024 debut month. Bitcoin, significantly different. We actually saw a solid couple of $1 billion days flowing into that. Again, these were big deals, $3.26 billion during January's inaugural 30-day period. So again, XRP could see a huge spike. Could it outpace Bitcoin? I certainly think it's going to outpace Ethereum. And the reality is when you sort of chuck all this into a big old washing machine, you get a number of people, nation states, companies and countries all trying to get involved in XRP. And Jake Clever here saying that he advises the ultra wealthy, saying that the time to get into XRP is before it becomes real money, with banking license, institutions, and the fact that many investors are going to be holding this to significant price increases. Well, it is a great time if you're a big investor to get into this before the banks, before the financial sectors. Here's the problem though, Jake, they're already in. Anyway, what do you think of all of that in the comments? Let me know, but I think we're going to see some solid movements. Just think about the things we've talked about here on the channel over the last few days. $5 billion worth of ETF inflows potentially once they launch, banking licenses, all of those companies that are already involved with XRPL, and the fact that we're seeing the EVM sidechain to Ethereum and everything else. It is all lining up to be, in my opinion, one of the craziest opportunities out there. And given the fact the market's pushing down, it may even throw an opportunity to grab a discount just dead quick. The chart here, my prediction, we could even see a $2.50 on XRP. People are going to roast me in the comments and say, "2bit, you are crazy." But so far, Ethereum's played out exactly as I said it was going to do. Bitcoin's done the same. And XRP, in my opinion, if we don't hold this range of around 256, 250 could be on the cards very, very quickly. So keep your eyes peeled or simply hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, join my Discord. And if you want to trade all your favorite cryptos, don't forget Bitunix, link in the description. 40% rebates on all your trades, as well as no KYC and available all over the world. What an exchange that is. Get signed up ASAP and we'll give you $10 for free. As always, thanks everybody for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.